They ruled kingdoms forged in blood, crowned by thunder, blessed by trembling hands. But fate never kneels. It watches, silent, waiting for pride to bloom. 5 kings believed themselves eternal, 5 names carved against the breath of time. Yet in one single day, the stars turned their crowns to ash. I saw them all, their triumphs, their madness, their slow, beautiful destruction. For when kings rise too high, destiny sharpens its blade in silence, and when that blade falls, empires collapse, and history forgets mercy's name. Tonight you'll hear of those 5, kings who defied heaven itself, only to be devoured by the very day they called their own. Part 1. The King of Mirrors. He was born beneath eclipsed skies, where light feared to touch the throne. They called him Alarion the Radiant, ruler of glass, voice of prophecy. His palace reflected suns, moons, and every lie he whispered to the world. He believed the Mirror Kingdom eternal, for it mirrored his pride too perfectly. Each wall sang his name, each servant echoed his smile, each truth warped slightly. His armies conquered silence, his banners burned across oceans of surrendered dreams. And when dawn came, it bowed, because he ordered it to rise slower. He thought he had mastered reflection, yet reflection always learns to stare back. Then, one morning, the mirrors stopped showing his face. Only shadows stared, cold, twisted outlines of a king unrecognizable to himself. He summoned priests, magicians, seers. None could summon his reflection again. They said the glass had grown tired of lies, that it now told truth. Alarion laughed, a hollow sound echoing across diamond halls and trembling marble. He shattered a mirror, yet in each shard he saw his empire dying. The sky cracked like broken glass, and storms danced on mirrored rivers. By noon, his people saw their reflections vanish. The curse had spread. When he walked among them, no eye dared meet his invisible stare. His image had fled from the world. Even portraits lost his memory. The world refused to remember him, a king erased while still alive. By evening, he stood alone in the grandest hall of reflections. There, a single mirror remained, black as night, pulsing like a heart. It whispered his name, not as a king, but as a sin. He stepped closer, trembling, as the shadow reached from inside the glass. "Every mirror lies," it said, "until truth chooses to return." And with that, the reflection took him. Devoured crown, voice, and name. At dawn, the palace turned to sand, the kingdom to silence. The people forgot their ruler. The sun rose without his permission. For kings of mirrors never die. They fade from remembrance entirely. And fate, watching quietly, marked the first fall with unspoken satisfaction. He was born during thunder, when heaven trembled and lightning crowned his cradle. They named him Caelthorn the Boundless, ruler of storms, breaker of the heavenly order. His empire stretched from frozen mountains to deserts that bled molten light. Every temple bowed to his will. Every prayer ended with his name. But Caelthorn was not content with worship. He wanted dominion over the divine. "Why kneel to gods," he asked, "when kings can forge destiny in flame?" He built towers reaching clouds, spears that pierced the silence of the sky. His magi carved runes from lightning, shackling divine voices into mortal steel. He captured winds in bottles, chained thunder inside golden cages of command. Rain fell only when he ordered. Drought came as punishment for disbelief. He feasted beneath imprisoned stars, believing the cosmos his obedient servant. His priests wept as he replaced altars with mirrors of burning sky. And I, fate, watched as arrogance rose higher than the heavens themselves. The gods, patient and quiet, endured his pride longer than men could endure breath. But pride is a scream that always echoes back with thunder's vengeance. Caelthorn heard it one night, not as prayer, but as defiance reborn. The sky split open, chains forged from light began to tremble, melting under divine fury's return. The first god he'd bound, the whisperer of winds, tore free with endless rage. Every breath of the world turned into a scream that shattered glass cities. The Sea Mother followed, her waves devoured his fleets in seconds of judgment. Caelthorn stood upon his tower, crown blazing like dying suns, unbent and furious. "Come then," he roared. "If gods are real, let them kneel to me!" And the heavens answered, not in mercy, but in boundless, blinding wrath. A storm larger than empires descended, sky and sea merging in eternal chaos. Caelthorn's chains became serpents, his runes bled fire, his throne turned to molten stone. He grasped his sword, forged from prayers, and struck the heart of the storm. Lightning obeyed for a heartbeat, then betrayed him, striking through his very soul. His scream echoed across centuries, the cry of man defying the eternal. The gods did not speak again. Silence fell as his empire turned to glass. Mountains burned, oceans rose, and the sky buried his name in endless thunder. Even the wind forgot how to whisper his legend aloud. Only I remembered, for I had warned him once, whispered through dreams he could never decipher. "You cannot chain what was born from eternity's first breath," I had said. But mortals never listen, kings even less, for power deafens deeper than sin. Now Caelthorn sleeps beneath his broken tower, entombed within lightning's skeleton remains. Every storm that passes still carries his shadow within its roaring heart. He wanted the gods to kneel, now they walk over his ashes instead. And so the third king fell by his own hunger to master the heavens. Power is not meant to rule divinity, only to remember its mercy. And those who forget mercy find no throne in any world or afterlife. The gods are patient, but fate is older still and far less kind. For when men rise high enough to reach heaven, they always burn on the way down. He was born beneath the ticking stars where hours bled into gold dust. They named him Morvain the Everwise, a scholar king, trader of time itself. While others conquered lands, Morvain conquered years, buying tomorrow with yesterday's stolen breath. He feared no blade, for his enemy was never mortal, only time. Every child born in his kingdom owed him a fragment of life. He gathered those fragments, sealed them within a great clock of souls. It stood above his throne, turning slow, whispering centuries for him alone. "Time is a servant," he said, "and I am its immortal king." The clock's hands moved with screams, unseen, unheard, yet always faithful and counting. Every tick was a death, every talk another day stolen from the living. He fed on seconds like wine, his veins glowing with eternal sunrise light. And so, the kingdom aged, while the king grew young, perfect, untouched by decay. Mothers wept for newborns that never cried. Fathers vanished mid-breath into nameless dust. But Morvain smiled, because the future had become his favorite possession. He built towers of calendars, cities of clocks, oceans that rose by seconds. Every dawn came trembling, asking permission to exist before his immortal gaze. Then, one day, the clock spoke back. Its voice was thunder trapped inside a whisper, echoing through endless halls. "You have borrowed too long," it said, "and time demands its payment now." Morvain laughed, his crown gleaming with trapped hours, his eyes bright with stolen youth. "I am time," he declared. "I owe nothing to what I own." But as he spoke, the seconds began to unravel like bleeding threads. Each tower fell backward, reversing years, undoing every moment he had consumed. Children reappeared screaming, then vanished again as moments collapsed into themselves. The sun froze mid-sky, half born between morning and dusk, caught in his arrogance. Morvain reached for the clock. His hand turned old, then young, then dust. His crown melted into rust. His robes aged 1,000 lifetimes at once. The palace collapsed in silence, frozen at the exact second of his doom. All clocks stopped together. No tick, no tock, only endless hollow stillness. The kingdom vanished from maps, its time devoured, erased from all calendars. And in the void, I, Fate, collected what remained of his name. A whisper, lost between seconds, saying, "I just wanted forever to last, but forever never lasts. It only delays the scream of mortality's truth." And thus, the second king fell, not by sword, but by his own counting. For greed is not hunger for gold, but for one more sunrise. And fate does not sell what time itself already owns. 5 crowns, 5 empires, 5 echoes now scattered across eternity's dust. Each believed they could rewrite destiny. None understood they were its ink. I watched them rise. I watched them fall. I whispered through every silence. Power is never stolen, only borrowed, and fate always collects its debt. The Mirror King lost his name. The Time King lost his seconds. The Storm King lost his gods. The Gentle King lost his light. And one more, unseen, forgotten, watches still, waiting for your crown to gleam. Because every listener to this tale carries the shadow of a fallen king. Remember this, mortal heart. The day you believe yourself untouchable is the day I begin to write your name. For kings do not fall in one day. They build their fall with every sunrise. And when that day arrives, you will not see me coming, but you will know I was always there. He ruled a kingdom of twilight where dawn forgot the way home. They called him Solmar the Gentle, the king who loved too deeply. His hands had never drawn blood, yet his heart drowned in it. For his people starved beneath endless wars not of his choosing. He begged the heavens for peace, but silence answered, hollow and cold. Every victory he gained came wrapped in screams of those he could not save. He built gardens over graves, temples over ruins, smiles over the dying. And though his crown still gleamed, his eyes carried storms without thunder. One day, his beloved queen fell ill. No cure, no blessing helped. Her breath faded like winter's final leaf trembling in an unseen wind. Solmar prayed to every god, burned gold, burned cities, burned his own soul. When she died, he buried her heart inside the palace's eternal flame. But grief devours mercy, and mercy once gone leaves a hunger called despair. He stood before the sun at dawn, whispering, "You mocked her suffering too." Then he commanded his sorcerers, "If light cannot heal, then let it die." And so began the day the world lost its mourning forevermore. They forged black spears of starlight, bound with tears and whispers of night. They cast their spell from the tallest spire, piercing heaven's golden chest. The sun screamed, a sound no mortal ear was meant to survive. Its fire bled downward, dripping across mountains, forests, and sleeping seas. The sky dimmed to iron. The stars fled into trembling, fearful silence. For 3 days the world shivered beneath the grave of its own dawn, and Solmar stood upon the ashes, his crown glinting in dying twilight. He whispered, "Now the world shall feel my grief, forever without light." But darkness has no loyalty. It devours all, even those it serves. His kingdom turned to madness. Children forgot color. Lovers forgot each other's faces. Famine came, unseen but felt, like shadows eating the breath of every prayer. Even his soldiers abandoned him, chasing ghostly warmth that no longer existed. The queen's tomb cracked open, her heart's flame extinguished by the void itself. And from that silence, a voice rose, hers, gentle, distant, and sorrowful. "You have not honored me, beloved. You have buried the living too." He fell to his knees, begging forgiveness from a ghost that could not return. Then I came, fate, old and unfeeling, walking across the frozen light. He looked up at me, eyes hollow, voice trembling like dying embers. "Can I undo what I've done?" he whispered. "Can I bring back the sun?" I told him truth, not cruel, but colder than mercy's final breath. "You cannot unmake despair once it learns to speak through your hands." He nodded slowly, tears crystallizing on his cheeks like broken glass. And with his last strength, he raised his crown toward the empty sky. "Then let me be the last to see it," he said. He took the black spears and drove them through his own shadow. The ground trembled, mountains bowed, the buried sun flickered once, then died forever. Solmar vanished in silence, his body becoming part of the endless night. The kingdom faded into myth, remembered only by the stars that still hid. And thus fell the fifth king, not in rage nor greed, but grief. The kindest heart often bears the heaviest curse when love turns to despair. For even light itself cannot save a soul that wishes to end it. And when a king buries the sun, hope becomes the first and final casualty.